Landed property design secrets that seriously raise capital value, formerly kept secrets unless you were the client. 10 steps to ensure your property's capital value is raised. Electrical and IT integration.
Now in this next video, I'm going to talk about IT-based electrical integration of devices into your house. Now this is an important area because it can cost you a lot of money and a lot of headaches if you don't integrate it correctly from day one. Now you're going to start from a very macro point of view before you go micro. And the idea is to cut costs while increasing value. In terms of electrical and home technology-based IT integration of appliances within the home, I would say don't go overboard, because a lot of owners go overboard and they focus on one specific thing and they forget the other, and that can be very costly. Now before you determine the kind of electrical based systems and facilities installed into your house, you need to ask yourself the first questions. What are your lifestyle aspirations? Do you entertain a lot? If you entertain a lot, then you will need to have good scene control, good audio, good temperature control, good insulation in your home, and the whole ambience has to come together nicely. Yeah, so you might even have curtains that are actuated, lights that are actuated. It might be on a snap of a finger, or it could be voice commanded, voice control. Today you have so many sophisticated systems, especially the kind where it's linked to a central hub and you have either a Wi-Fi based actuation system, or you have a wired actuation system that's going behind the walls. But all of these appliances are linked up into the central hub, which then knows how to operate all these appliances with a single control in your hands. Now the single control could be an app on an iPad, or it could be a dedicated proprietary based system and software that allows you to control every other appliance, even if it's not produced from that brand. The idea is open architecture integration with a single app today that can allow you to integrate all the other various systems into one single app. Now companies like Samsung and a few other brands, they have brought the whole idea of home automation to a point where it's so accessible that today you can have your refrigerator, your air conditioning, your lighting, your TV set, and your computers all linked up together. How about scene control? Are you looking for creating a specific ambience or theme? Like I mentioned earlier on, the lighting, the sound, the temperature controls, whenever you want to entertain? Is it more important, on the other hand, for you to be well connected to the internet, where all your devices are all internet ready, and we can integrate all of these into a single control app, and when any of the appliances needs to be serviced, they can all be serviced individually, even though they're all connected? We need to find out exactly what your requirements are, and then we go out there to pursue the technology and then the brand. Very often owners go out there and look for the brand first because they like a particular brand, and then they try to integrate it in the home and they find that they don't communicate with each other. It's better to ask yourself what functionality you're looking for, and then we go out there and look for the technology platform to support that functionality. Then we put the products into the technology platform in order for them to communicate with one another. And at the same time, it fits nicely into the envelope of the interior of the home. So from security systems to scene control to temperature controls to light controls to even sun shading controls, all these things can all be integrated. So you need to find a technology integrator together with a mechanical and electrical engineer and the architect to sit down and explain exactly what your aspirations are, and then we can move forward by finding the technology platform and the products to fulfill those technical requirements that you're looking at. Home automation systems that I just talked about definitely add a lot of value to your property, but they become outdated very, very soon. So that's the reason why when you're planning for the systems to be incorporated in your house even before it's constructed, we need to future-proof it. We need to future-proof it with open architectural systems where the specialists will come in and tell you that they can be upgraded. The hardware that goes into the walls, which you don't see anymore, can remain the same, but they should be of the highest category like Cat 7, Cat 8, so that they are able to carry the data that's required for the new systems of appliances that will be linked up to it in a future date. Now, I'm not an IT expert, but I can share with you some of the tips and tricks in order to incorporate these technology into the planning early so that you don't face a situation of not having catered for it. Now, it's important to have a mechanical electrical engineer come in and work with the architect to ensure that all the requirements are properly installed into the home. In this video, I'm going to cover not only about electrical appliances, high fidelity equipment, Wi-Fi based systems, but also the conventional air conditioning systems that you want to put into your home. Because a home design should not be like a commercial space, like an office or a hotel. Because it's so personal to you, you want your air conditioning, for example, to be so quiet and refined so that it doesn't bother you. I had a client who was very bothered by the sound of the air coming through his air conditioning because the mechanical engineer that was hired by him didn't do a refined job in calculating the amount of airflow that was sufficient for a house. Instead, he went overboard and he calculated based on a commercial application, which as an architect, we have to be very careful about discerning between a personal space and a commercial space. And that's where I understand how you as an owner would like to have a personal space and ensure that it's very much designed for a home. Now I'm going to move on to the other facilities that really add value to the house that I haven't talked about. And those things are like the swimming pool, for example. Swimming pools add a lot of value, but they're also very costly. And they tend to break down very often, especially the submersible pumps, the filtration pumps, the balancing tanks, etc. These are things that if you don't use it for a time, you wouldn't want to have them. So decide whether you want to include in a swimming pool there just to raise the capital value of your house, or you actually are going to use it. I would recommend that you choose facilities that you really are going to use, as well as to raise the capital value of your home. Because the swimming pool, especially an infinity pool, can really create a wonderful vista, especially if you have water at the end of the view. For example, on Sentosa, where I designed more than 22 houses, most of the houses have got a infinity pool, and that's because you extend the view of the pool out into the marina canal where the yachts are moving. And that's a very, very nice kind of complement to your house, where you bring the water from the marina close to your house. Now, some of the other facilities that we need to look at as an owner are sustainability facilities. Solar panels are no longer an option today. They are essential because solar panels are seen to reflect a very thoughtful owner who understands that energy conservation is important in the world today, and it's also to help you to really practically bring down the cost of your power consumption on a daily basis. Even though solar power today cannot power air conditioning, it can power quite a lot of other facilities you may have in your home. For example, the lighting, the water heating systems, and the irrigation systems that are going to power up the watering of your plants. And that can happen on a whole day basis. So without you even controlling these systems, they're just working on their own, humming away, creating power to support all these secondary support systems for the house. And therefore, solar power is something you need to incorporate into the house. Now, solar panels today have become so thin and so aesthetically looking that you can even place them on the roof of a carport, like as if it was a roof material, a roof membrane, and it allows light to almost permeate through it You can still get some light, natural sunlight coming through it onto the driveway or onto where your cars are parked. At the same time, it's still sucking up sunlight to generate and store electricity for you to work on those secondary support systems even when you're not thinking about it. So solar panels today can be found in a horizontal plane as well as a vertical plane. But the horizontal plane is definitely essential. So the architect will be able to advise you how to incorporate these solar panels so that they look aesthetically integrated and pleasing to the eye and are seen to be part of the architecture.